Hello and welcome to our prime debate, where we discuss students who break into fights is what one would say is part of growing up. But when students bring guns to schools, everyone sits up to wonder what is going wrong with our school-going students. Is it immense peer pressure and competition, or the fact that students as young as 16 and 17 are not channelized in a constructive direction? Are we as parents, teachers and students even noticing this change? We discuss all of this and more in our debate tonight.
Scuffles among students is common enough, but this is scary and worrying to the core. Panic spread in a government school near Amritsar on Thursday after Class 11 students opened fire on the classmates with a rifle over a minor dispute. This is not one such isolated incident. A few days back, a Class 9 student stabbed his teacher to death. Like the West, our schools too have been plagued by new attacks and threats. These incidences and the resulting unrest in our schools highlight the growing tendency of students to engage in interpersonal violence. There are many interpretations and explanations about student violence, but these tragedies prompt inescapable questions. Definitely there is a way out, but specific answers to these questions always elude.
So what lures the young to commit such ghastly incidents? We find out from our guest tonight, and for this discussion we are joined by Jagjit Singh, who used to teach at Welham School, Dehradun, Sneha Gautam, she's a special educator with various schools, Reema Dhillon, mother of 2 young boys, and Birinder Dhillon, who is the chairman of SOPU. Well, thank you all for being with us this evening. And sir, if I do begin with you. This particular incident of the shootout in Amritsar, where these boys got into a fight, there were gang wars that was happening, and then they brought guns to school and they shot at each other. Were you surprised by it? Or was it that surprise element wasn't really there?
Actually, it's building up in our society. It wasn't there before. And what I think is we need to focus and channelize their energies so that such incidences don't take place. And little bit responsibility by the parents. How did they get the arms? So that is very, you can't get it from like in America from any store or anything. So some responsibility of the parents also is there. How did they get the weapon?
Yes, but do you feel that there has the intolerance or aggression in students is far more than what you have experienced in the past? Or was it always there?
It was always there. I think now the media is bringing it up more. It was there in a subside manner. Now first you had sticks or hockey sticks, now we have weapons. So it's just increasing and becoming more prominent.
Smita, what about, in your experience, have you also do you feel that students are just need a way to vent out their anger, that they're getting really aggressive?
I think aggression in itself is not bad. It's one of the primary emotions that we have. But how you're expressing that does make a difference. These days, the incidents that are happening, like you just said, that there's a boy who stabbed his teacher in Chennai, and this case in Amritsar. These are some of the extreme cases.
Of course.
Right? And this is basically because the cases are happening, that is why they're being reported. So the cases are increasing.
That's what you would feel?
Yes.
But Reema, you don't agree with that? You have children, you have school, they went through school in their college now. What do you feel as a parent? Do you feel there's something that you are lacking, that we are not there all the time with them? Aggression.
That's true. No, that's true. The aggression has always been there. It's part of our psyche to have anger as much as any other emotion. But yeah, the children have been through school, and there's always been some little bit of bullying of some sort, always. Even when we were in school, our seniors also, indulged in all that. But now the violence, it's become violent. It's not so friendly anymore. Earlier you could probably, after a period of time, you became friends with people who bullied you a bit. But now it's much beyond that, and I think it's firstly the parents don't have enough time for their children.
Yes.
With the result that because they are on their own so much, they are exposed to whatever they are on the net. The net is a big factor in this, because you actually have no idea what they're looking at. Much as any parent might say that, you know, we are monitoring the child's viewing of TV, or you see the video games they play. There is nothing but violence. It's only shoot and kill. And have you ever heard a video game on in the room next door where your child is? You only hear a lot of bang bang. And you go in and say, what's happening? Oh, it's a lot of killing. You get points for killing so many, whatever. I don't even understand them. So it's a lot of exposure to violence, which is now making them so immune to what it actually is. What is violence? They really don't care whether they are hitting somebody or they're shooting somebody or knifing somebody. It's all part of daily routine, I think, now.
But give us an idea. Do you really feel that this is what it is? Because you've been teaching a lot. You've been a student in Wellams yourself. Then you taught there. Then you came out and you've taught in YPS as well. So do you feel that now students are on their own far more?
That is
and there is no control? Student, teacher, student, parent, child, parent?
See, ma'am, when I was studying and when I started teaching, the student was afraid of you. You could give the whack once in a while, a slight one. So there was that little bit of fear. With new laws coming in and with new things setting in, that fear is also gone. So there is no fear, and the management itself is at times looks the other way, which is very true. You report things to your senior authorities, they say, okay, make a discipline committee, suspend the boy or suspend the student, which is not the answer. So at times it's just put under the carpet, the whole issue.
So we are not actually addressing
the issue.
That they fight and they do this, and then the teachers are really not there in control of how to go about it. Is that what you would say? Yeah, let's get it from the student now. Barinder, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦ ਸਕੂਲ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੜਾਈਆਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਘਟ ਗਈਆਂ?
ਦੇਖੋ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਘਟੀਆਂ ਵਾ, ਬਟ incident ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਹੋ, the thing is be violence ਤਾਂ ਹਰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ, in every walk of life we have violence. There's domestic violence, there's psychological violence, but if this is an alarming situation when someone brings a pistol to a school. ਪਹਿਲੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਅਗਰ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ, it's alarming thing, but it can be also be one of the off-stray incidents. There are many schools ਕਿੰਨੇ ਚ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਜਾਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹੁਣ media ਵੀ is highlighting it in such a way, this glorification by media. So ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ our incident, it's an alarming incident, but still ਅਗਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਵੀ the violence ਬਹੁਤ spread ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਵਾ, there is a lot of violence in universities and violence has decreased. ਤੁਸੀਂ doctors ਵੇਖੋਗੇ, do we ever see doctors fighting in medical colleges? We don't see it. We don't see it in IIMs, students fighting. We don't see it in even universities ਵਿੱਚ ਘੱਟ ਆ, but ਜਿੱਥੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿਤੇ attention ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ teachers, ਅਗਰ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ incident ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, teachers might not be so much attentive, ਨਾਲੇ ਉਹ border belt ਆ. There one more case is why students fighting is because drugs ਵੇਖੋ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਰਹੇ ਆ. We don't know what was this case out there, but universities ਵਿੱਚ violence ਜ਼ਰੂਰ decrease ਹੋਇਆ ਵਾ. It's just been media is increase of reporting by media is more, but there is absolutely decrease in violence. ਸਾਡੇ universities ਵਿੱਚ a person was killed in 85s. Then there were shootings in 97, but I don't think so there has been any type of such violence in the university.
Well, what would you say कि cut क्यों गया?
Cut इस करके गया, एक तो अपना कहने there has been especially elections was one of the reasons जेड़ा साड़ी university कटिया. Elections करके students needed votes, so students were outrightly rejected जेड़े who were more violent. So elections एक कारण सी कि universities with
strict laws you felt?
No, it was on strict laws. You can't say blame it on strict laws. It was a conscious effort by the students because उन्हें पता सी we have to ask for votes.
Yes.
We have to ask for votes. अगर अपन votes अगर सानू votes टाइम मिलेंगे if we are less violent on all this. So this was the main reason which we think भी हाँ जिधे करके elections आईयां उधे करके violence कटिया. But अगर तुसी कहो भी schools ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕੁਛ ਹੈਗਾ, ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਵੀ ਆ, you don't see such type of incidents. ਹੁਣ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਰ rightly pointed out ਵੀ how come ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋ ਗਨ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆ ਗਈ ਹੈ? plus one student ਕੋਲ ਗਨ ਆਣੀ is a really alarming thing ਵੀ ਹਾਂ plus 1 plus 2 ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕੋਲ ਗਨ ਹੋਵੇ. So that needs to be looked at rather we see ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ there's increase in
but when you were going through school and now even college ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜੋ adulation ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੀਗਾ on teachers ਉਹ ਥੋੜਾ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ? We are not taking teachers very seriously.
Teacher student relationship has absolutely beyond decline. There's no doubt about it. पहले जो teachers सीगे, even in our time, भी असी आज भी असी अगर अपने principal, we used to feel for the teachers. आज मैंने लगता है teachers वालों भी यार, teachers अगर teachers teachers पहले बच्चों ਨੂੰ एक होर तरीके अपनापन ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. Now they are only bothered भी ਅਸੀਂ अपनी class लाइए and we go off. Is the moral values are not even in universities ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ issue ਚੱਕਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ we need some ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਆ ਵੀ we need teachers ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਉਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੇਖਣ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਡਿਟੀਰੀਏਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ fastly ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਅਗਰ ਇਹ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਡਿਟੀਰੀਏਟ ਹੋਊਗਾ then we don't think
what is the main reason would you say Jagjit that this teacher student that deterioration in the relationship is just coming down?
Very rightly as he is mentioned right now, there has to be a little bit beyond the classroom, which is decreasing now. You have to be, once you are a teacher, you are a full-time teacher, and your family, your other things come second. You're that, it's not just teaching the subject and coming out. It's what you teach. You teach them habits, you teach them hobbies, you teach them co-curricular things, and it goes beyond and beyond the classroom. And that is the time, that is what is these days lacking.
Right. We've got a caller. Let's just take in what he has to say. ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਕੀ ਹੈ?
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਅਸ਼ੋਕ ਕੁਮਾਰ ਹੈ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸ਼ੋਕ।
ਹਾਂ ਹਿਮਾਚਲ ਤੋਂ ਬੋਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਖੁਦ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਿਆ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਬੈਕਗ੍ਰਾਉਂਡ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੱਦ ਤੱਕ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿਣੀ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਖਾਸ ਕਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਘਟਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂ
Right. You know what he's trying to say is that till the time the society as a whole doesn't come up, Sneha, what would you say to that?
It is definitely a collaborative effort. It's not that it is just the school's responsibility or just the family's responsibility. We are working in collaboration with each other, and the child has to have a collaborative environment, a same kind of environment at home as well as at school.
And also what you see around, which you very correctly pointed out, that you know if you go on the roads, people are aggressive. So what are you giving your children at the end of the day? They're going to pick that up. Exactly. I have another caller. I'll just take that in. ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਵਾਲ please.
ਹੈਲੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ hello we can hear you. ਤੁਸੀਂ please ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ.
ਮੈਡਮ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਸ਼ਿਆਰਪੁਰ ਤੋਂ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਰਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਹੈਲੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਜੇ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲੀ ਦਖਲਅੰਦਾਜ਼ੀ ਆ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵਿਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਜੇ ਟੀਚਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸਿਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਐਸਾ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡ ਰਹੇ ਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਯੈਸ
ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਜੋ ਟੀਚਰ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕੁਝ ਇੰਨਾ ਵਧੀਆ